Warning, this episode may contain content that is not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
What happened at a certain moment, we went on Sabbath to the church. We took her up by car, but she said, I can't come along because I had a very nasty experience last night. The experience was that she wanted to commit suicide, and she did a long walk to the station, to the train, where the train ran.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain moment, there was a sort of black figure behind her. And the black figure said to her, I know where you're going.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to an LED Live. We have some awesome guests from the Netherlands. As you can tell, a wonderful picture of the Netherlands right here. And I had an opportunity to visit over this summer? Winter. I was there in the winter.
January.
Yeah, January. Yeah. And met these guys, got a chance to speak at one of their church's initiatives where they were doing a little outreach, and it was awesome. And they have a very unique story that you guys won't want to miss. Something happened in their experience, and all of a sudden supernatural things started happening in their family. So we're going to get into this, but welcome to our show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your background so that our audience can understand, like, were you raised in Christianity, like, early on in your childhood or your lives? Like, did your parents go to church?
Yeah, we were, I was a Christian. I was a Dutch Reformed Christian. It was gereformeerd in Dutch. It's that word. Mm-hmm. And we were, traditional Christians, and so we went always on Sunday to the church, and in the beginning when I was young, twice the Sunday to the church, and later on when I was older and so grew older, it was maybe once in the church. But I always wanted to go to the church myself.
You were interested in spiritual things.
I was interested always in spiritual things. Mm-hmm. So, but the experience of my experience now is quite different from the experience on Sabbath. Is quite different from the experience that we had on Sunday always.
Mm-hmm. Were you a Bible student? I mean, did you read the Bible a lot? Were you familiar with a lot of the Bible concepts and texts?
On the school we got all the stories, of course, so we were accustomed with the stories, and also this was familiar for us, Old Testament, New Testament. Mm-hmm. So that was all well known for me. Mm-hmm. But
not in the way it is now. It is totally different.
Interesting. In what way? How would you describe that?
When I met him, I was not as going to church as Johan did, but I was baptized when I was 30, and together with my daughter. She was baptized then too, because she was born then, and you know that in the Sunday churches, most Sunday churches, they
baptize as a baby.
Babies, by
sprinkling. Oh, so that's what you did when you were baptized. Mm-hmm. It was a sprinkling, not an immersion.
No.
Okay, interesting.
So, together with my eldest daughter, and that was it. And I was an elder, and all different things. We did all the things in Christianity. It was for that belief. It was good, but it was totally different when we became Adventists.
Yeah, so church was a regular part of your guys' upbringing and your family as you began in a new family. And so, what began to make the change?
The change, I think, to our new life, so to say, became from our oldest daughter.
Okay.
And we had some experiences with her from her youth on, when she was a baby already. We had some strange things.
Like what? Can you describe any of them?
When she was little, when she was 6 years old, she had already things that she saw in her bedroom, and
Things as in spirits.
spirits.
She could
yes.
actually physically see the spirits.
Yeah.
Wow.
She saw it like it were human,
Yep.
but they were all in clothes was totally
Ragged.
ragged, and they bled on their faces and so on. It was very scary,
Interesting.
and she
Almost
was
as
also
if they're trying to cause fear.
yeah. She was always feared by that.
Yeah, I can go back to when she was a baby already.
Yeah, she'd cry.
She cried and she vomited a lot the milk and so. And then my wife Winnifred didn't know what to do about that. And then we had a sort of a friend of us said, there is a person there outside who can help you with a photo. When you send a photo of Anna Marika, and that's my daughter
Yes.
called, then she can read in the photo what is the solution for that.
So wait,
so we
this person is like a medium.
sort of medium,
Sort of a medium.
but we
Kind of.
didn't recognize it then.
I've never even heard of anything like this. Like
No.
you can actually send a photo. They can look at a photo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
we
tell you
sent
what's
it.
wrong with
yeah, we sent
Yeah.
it by mail.
Yes.
A photo to that lady. It was far away from us.
Okay.
So we sent it, and we got a message back. Called her back. She called back, and she said, "Okay, you have to do this and this." And what do you guess? It was a solution or not?
Yeah. No.
It was a very good solution.
Oh, okay. It was.
Yes, because it worked. Because she said the things that worked.
What
good.
did she say to do? What specifically? Do you
I
remember?
don't know specifically
Well, she
what to
gave
do. but-
some medicine.
Oh,
no,
interesting.
not
Like an
well,
oil or a tincture or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, tinctures.
Yeah. And so she said, if you use these,
Then it will go better,
oh,
and it
wow.
and it was.
And it did resolve it.
Yeah.
So what did that do to your belief then at that point?
To our Christian belief, not so much.
Oh, we
Yeah.
didn't. We didn't
we
think about it. We didn't thought
Interesting.
about it.
because scientifically you cannot prove that.
Yeah, right.
So it's sort of things that happen
Yeah.
that you don't know anything about. That it's for us. It was a mystery.
Yeah.
It was very good that she did that.
This is how the devil often works, right?
Yeah.
He will, I mean, he's working in almost the same way of Jesus. Like, think about what Jesus is doing, right? He's resolving a problem. Jesus healed more times than he actually preached in the Bible, right? That was his first way of getting in the door. And I bet you the devil's looking at that going, I can cause a problem over here, then I can give you a solution for it, and then you're going to listen.
Yeah.
So you open the door to the occult.
You open the door to the occult unknowingly because
Yeah.
you don't know, and people, a lot of people are opening the door
Sure.
for this kind of thing, not knowingly.
Sure.
People are not stupid. People are misled by these kind of happening.
So she did not probably see as a baby these things until that door was opened? Or do you think she was experiencing those well before that?
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, of course.
We don't know.
You can't talk to the baby.
But later on, she said that she experienced things when she was very, very little, what she couldn't know. So
they would talk to her.
Yeah, well, she saw things,
Interesting.
and she knew also later on of that she saw that when she was very little,
Interesting.
as a baby already, and
For example, she saw rabbits running through the wall and running out of the wall
Wow.
in a sleeping room.
And so she would.
and it were rabbits, were not those kinds of rabbits,
Yeah.
so sweet things, but
Like scary looking
Yeah.
rabbits. You know, there's a lot of movies. There was a movie called Donnie Darko that they made where his outfit was this twisted rabbit. In occult kind of dark satanic movies, they're often using the rabbit. And I wonder why. I mean, we know Alice in Wonderland, right? Follow the White Rabbit, you know, and there's a lot of references to rabbits. As a child, I'm sure she was not exposed to those things. So that's very fascinating. Interesting.
Yeah.
So did that scare you guys as parents? I mean, your daughter's telling you she's seen weird things walk through the walls. I mean, what are you guys thinking of
Yeah.
this?
yeah, but it
but
was later on that she told us that it was not at that
Immediately.
moment.
She was
No.
not
Oh,
a
that's
6-year-old.
Because then she thought, well, everyone will see something like that.
Yeah.
So
she thought it was normal.
It was normal, yes.
Wow.
The big problem started more or less when she was 11 years.
She had always pain in her stomach, in her and how do you say abdomen?
Mm-hmm. Abdomen.
Abdomen, and she had always pain there. And then I went to the doctor, also in hospital. And well, there was nothing they could see where
she was fine.
It was fine, yes. And then I also said to this doctor, yes, also she sees something in her room. And then the doctor told me that well, it can be because when she's asleep, then she can see something in her sleep. But I said no, she was awake. Oh, well, it's also possible when you are sleeping and then get awake, then you also can see the dream you had. And
your mind's kind of lingering on with what it was processing.
But I said, well, it was not something like that. She was already
wide awake.
Wide awake, yes.
Yeah.
But they have no answer on it.
I mean, I think it's absolutely crazy. We have 2 movies that have come out recently within the last year. One is called If. It's about an imaginary friend. That's why they got the I and the F, the if. And it's about kids seeing things, spirits, basically. I mean, they call them imaginary friends or whatever like this. And as they grow older, then they don't want those things anymore and they don't see them anymore. But that's a scary thing for a kid. I mean, I can only imagine, like, you know, disrupting your sleep, all those things, and then adding on top of that pain. You know, as a parent, you just want to resolve the problem.
And then was the next step. It was there were doctors who were what you talked about, and then it was so bad at that time that we went to the hospital with her.
Okay,
she was there for a week, I think, or something, and she didn't dare to go alone to the hospital. So Winnifred was there beside her. Mm-hmm. And strange things happened there because Anna-Marika, saw also all kinds of stuff
in the hospital.
In the hospital.
Wow!
So she could, for example, when your parents arrived, for example, she could see outside who arrived.
Oh, wow!
Without seeing them, because she was in her bed and
yeah. So is her body taken like sort of like out in person to the front and
yes. So her spirit or something like that, or demons.
They call this astral projection,
such as this, and she could see what was happening at that moment, specifically. Wow. What was happening outside.
Now, I really wonder, why does the demonic world give this kind of ability to people? Mm-hmm. What are they trying to achieve by that? I mean, obviously make fear, and then hopefully she will embrace that side and think she has some special gift or something. But
yeah, also that because she has such a special gift, she could see things.
We were on our way to holiday, and we have also special presents, and we give them away. And they have to cast a number, and 1 to 10. And then when you have the right number, you get the present. So, and Anna-Marika always had number this.
No.
And we said to Anna-Marika, you don't participate here because you know it.
Oh,
yeah?
Yeah. Wow.
So
if I were you and I was the parent and my kid had that, we'd go straight to the lottery. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. I mean, like, we're going on a field trip today. But I mean, like, what a crazy thing. So you actually told her she can't play because
you don't guess only the other 2.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, as Christianity is sort of in your background, what are you thinking spiritually at this point? Because you're in a church that believes in, like, what? When you die, your spirit just goes to heaven. So are you thinking, okay, there's spirits around and they're floating around and they can start communicating with people?
Our process is not at all at that stage, at that moment, because we were at the hospital with her and the hospital didn't have a solution. So we took her back home, and later on, she had to go again in the hospital, and her appendix was removed because it was so very bad that we would do everything.
Anything.
Anything. We were completely desperate. So they took out the appendix, and after a week, nothing happened. So it was the same.
Wow.
She still has the pain. It was
Still
was,
today.
No. Then,
Oh, okay.
then.
Yes,
No.
After,
Today is the
after,
problem.
After it wasn't
Also,
the appendix.
so.
It was that it was the fear, I think, and the fear can
Wow.
be
Manifest
so
itself in that way.
so bad that her whole body was full of
Responding
pain.
to it. Yeah. You know, there's a book that was written that was talking about diseases and things that we have, and some of the emotions that we're into, like basically, let's say we're angry, right? That will manifest itself inside of our bodies in a certain way.
Yeah.
And it was a very interesting concept that you know, kind of fear causes something like that, and it can definitely mess with your biology of your body.
So in that same period, she did go to school for 3 months or so, I think.
Wow.
And in that 3 months, she couldn't walk.
Wow.
And
She was bedridden.
she was bedridden. She walked, and we had to support her to
she
the
was
toilet.
dizzy and
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So once I was at home, and maybe I can tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
Once I was at home, she had to go to the toilet. I brought her to the toilet, otherwise she would fall on the back. And she came back, and she said, "They are in the room."
Wow.
So they try to kill me. And I said, "No, they cannot kill you because I'm here with you."
Right.
So I talked to them,
Wow.
the spirits. Then.
Did they talk to about you back?
No, by my daughter.
Okay.
And I said, they cannot do anything to you. And then Annemieke said, "Okay, they are now telling me that you don't have any power for that, so you
wow.
cannot protect me." So that is quite scary, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had the custom of putting candles, because where a lit candle is, the demon does not appear.
Oh, wow.
So she saw there a sort of spirit,
Yep.
and I put a candle there, and then she saw there, and I put a candle there.
Oh, wow.
So, and at that moment she came back, and I supported her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and at one moment she turned herself around and fell with her hair to the back in the candle.
Oh, wow. Like something pulled her down.
Something pulled her down. So I could support her at the right moment. But that was very scary for me.
Oh, yeah.
The talking was very scary.
Oh, yeah.
But also I had to...
The talking meaning it was talking to her and
to,
she's relaying what it's saying.
Yes.
I think I would just like pass out. I think it's actually a blessing that we don't see the spiritual warfare around us.
Yeah.
I think it would absolutely freak all of us out.
Yeah. So this is absolutely amazing. One of the things. And,
It was also one time that we were already asleep, and then I heard something from her bedroom noise. And when I came there, then she stood in the window, and she said the whole room was burning, but there was no fire.
Right.
So it was in her imagination. The demons were
she was awake,
showing it to her, something like that.
Oh,
and
wow.
I had to take her off the window, and otherwise she would have jumped.
Wow.
And we don't know what will happen then.
So did they constantly encourage her to end her life, or were they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they
She had also always the feeling that she wanted to die.
I mean, as a kid, if you've grown up seeing these things all the time, it's like there's a point where you're just like, I don't care. I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Yes, she was always afraid.
Yeah.
Always afraid.
Yeah.
She
can't go to sleep at night.
She couldn't. No, because always when she was little, she wanted to be with us, and she was always scared.
At a certain moment, she slept beside her, or from her.
And would they leave her alone when she was in your space?
Yes,
for the most part.
Yes, for the most part.
They didn't follow her in there and keep talking to her or whatever.
Later on, yes, but at first not.
Oh, wow.
Then, she grew up.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah,
and she couldn't do when she was.
She's an adult. It's like a little weird if she's crawling into bed with you, but yeah. So she just had to basically deal with it.
Yes, when she was 27 and she was freed, but before that.
We are now talking. She was 11 years.
So she had it from a childhood all the way to 27, and then it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What stopped it?
Yeah, but we are not there yet. After that, we had no solution. And we went to another hospital in far from us away.
Okay.
And we had also experiences there about her and so.
In the hospital, she sees them walking around in the halls and things. Okay, so I have to tell this story. I was preaching in Florida one time, and a lady that had invited us. She had told me a little bit about her experience. She had grown up and gotten involved in Wiccan, and she said her group specifically prayed over the hospitals, and that the demons would have power at the hospital because God is very merciful. And at the hospital, there's a lot of spiritual warfare that's happening. As people are on their deathbed, God is so patient and so loving. I mean, think about the thief on the cross. He'd take them on their dying breath. And so they were praying that the demonic spirits would not let God's angels or his side basically win that soul before they died. And that's why it's really important to pray for people in the hospital. Because
and Anna-Marika was always protected in some way. She never did. She tried maybe to do bad things to herself, but she was always protected at some strange measure that she was away in the middle of the night, and then she was afraid, and she called us somehow. That story, you know that still?
Yeah, but then we were already Adventists.
Oh yeah, then we were already Adventists, but
But because we can go further, we in 2001 my mother died, and before that we had my parents had a conversation with my father's brother and my cousin. And they told about us, and then they said they were Adventists, and they said to my father and mother that what they are doing is not good, and I will give you a book, and when you read it, then you know what they are doing wrong. And so my mother gave me the book of Roger Morneau.
Oh wow, The Trip into the Supernatural.
Yeah,
love that book.
And I read it, and then I thought, yes, we have to do it different.
Wow. So just so our audience knows, Roger Morneau, a book called A Trip into the Supernatural is quite amazing. It is about a demon worshiper. He became part of a cult and joined up in Canada, I believe. And I mean, he met, talked with, had some crazy supernatural experiences, and then came out of that on God's side. And forever, for the rest of his life, the demons messed with him. And, when he gave his heart fully back to God, they weren't allowed to come, very close, but he would recognize, he'd walk down the street and they would kick cans over and throw things and try to scare him constantly. But amazing, he got away from it as well.
This was a step to in our faith, really. So I would encourage everyone to read the book of Roger Morneau.
Yeah,
because it gives you a great light into the spiritual world.
Yeah,
everybody should read that book or see the video.
Yeah.
You always also have the video recorded at our website, lightchanneltv.org.
Awesome. Is it in English or Dutch?
It's in English, subtitled by Dutch.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so we'll put a link to that video in the description. But
yes.
Okay, awesome. So you've got Roger Morneau's book. Now you're starting to question, what are we doing? We're doing something wrong.
Before that, we went to a woman. And it was because she still had those experiences with the demons and so on, and she couldn't live her life. And then someone said to us, "Well, you have to go to that woman, and it was 250 kilometers from our home. So, well, it was every 2 times a week we went to this lady, and she still did those wicked things. But we later on we knew that it was wicked, but then we didn't know. So, and later on we saw that she was a witch.
Oh wow!
But then, well, we asked also them, are you Christian, and so on, and they said, yeah.
Isn't that funny? There is a real thing that people say they're Christian witches.
Yeah,
and it's just like, wow.
People say there are white witches, Satanist. Black witches, there are white angels, black angels. It doesn't make any sense.
No, you're on God's side or you're on the devil's side.
Yes. So,
but when you later on you think, well, you could have known it, because when you went onto the stairs, you saw all kinds of pictures of. Indians of those, the head of the Indians, and
the natives.
And maybe she was a shaman. You can say it also in English.
Yeah, shaman. Shaman.
That's
like a witch doctor or I don't know what you call it, priest or whatever in the dark arts. Yeah. Oh wow, okay.
And once we were there when there was a full moon.
Okay.
And we came there and
purposefully or accidentally?
No,
accidentally.
We came there.
We were there, but then she said to us, "Oh, you cannot come because it is full moon." And we thought, well, what is the hell?
Yeah, who cares about that? Right. And did she give you a reason?
No. But later on, we knew, of course, because full moon, we know that they are doing some rituals, of course.
I don't fully understand what goes on in the occult, but the way I've described it, or I've heard it described, especially like in the Kabbalah and some of these like really dark mystical arts, is there's like circles of sort of where these demons can reside and interact. And at certain times of the year, those circles cross over into other circles and they're able to interact in a different way than they normally do. And so that's why they follow the cycles of the moon and stuff like this and whatever. I have no idea or understanding about that, but it's very interesting that they somehow they respect those times of the year or those times of the month, and that gives them greater access to coming out and interacting with humanity. I don't know.
But we had not any idea about that they were witches or something like that.
At that moment, not. But later on, you saw it. But
so you've been getting involved in this. Your daughter's still dealing with this, and then where's the kind of turning point where you starting to like go off in a better direction?
Well, we also experienced that that woman could heal her a little bit.
Okay.
Because she had less demons were in her bedroom and so on. And but our daughter didn't like it to go there at all. She didn't want to go because she experienced not good things there. But when I've got that book of Roger Morneau, I said to my husband, to Johan, that well, we cannot go there anymore. And I called her and I said, well, we quit. And she said to me, "Oh no, you must not quit, because then she becomes very worse again, and then I have to heal her again." And I have to do
that's how the devil works, right? Yeah. I'll just take away my own people so you think it's helping you, but if you stop, I'm going to send more.
Yeah. And then we prayed and we said to God, well, we need a church who is helping us with this. And then
we were at that church, still at the old church.
Still at the old church. And then my mother died, and she always lived as an Adventist. Not always, but my grandmother is an Adventist. And she...
Did you know about that as a young child, or even in your early part of marriage, or was that...
Well, we knew.
You knew what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not all the things, of course, but we knew that they are...
They're Sabbath keepers. They
and so
eat
on.
vegetarian food.
No.
No. Not all over the world. Okay.
No.
They didn't do it.
In Dutch culture, that's off the table, right?
Yeah, for some, but yeah.
There you go.
So
And then my father wants to do the funeral of her, and he asked, in the surroundings, if pastors could do the funeral, and then they couldn't do it, and then we asked our pastors of our church if they could do it, but they wanted to, but they had no time at that moment.
3 pastors couldn't come.
Wow.
And then my father thought, well, she kept the Sabbath and so on, and maybe my cousin knew someone who could do the funeral, and then she came up with a pastor,
An Adventist pastor.
Adventist pastor, and he immediately said yes, and then. He did it, and then we came in contact with this pastor, and we asked him also to help us with those things we are troubled with it. So
and did he readily say, yeah, sure, I can try to help with that? That's good. I think there's
that is not the case.
Okay, so not exactly.
But he gave us Bible study.
Okay, good. So he's at least kind of okay, well, I don't know about that, but I'll help you with some spiritual understanding.
The experience that we had with our daughter were not well known to him.
Yes.
So it was a far away from my bed.
Yes.
But we were very glad to get Bible studies.
This is exactly why I wanted to talk about this subject right here. Not a lot of people talk about this. Not a lot of people understand what to do with this.
No.
And I think more people probably experience this than we would like to admit.
But they don't know nothing about it.
That's right.
Almost none in our church know anything about it. So,
there's very few people that speak on the subject. We've had a couple guests on our show that talked about deliverance and how to cast out demons and things like that. And I mean,
but casting out demons is also you need to do it in a special way.
This is correct.
And not in casting out demons and you're ready with it.
That's right.
So it doesn't work like that way. The only way that we became Adventist was because of this point.
Interesting.
Not because of Sabbath or not because of other things.
Right.
The only thing is,
we'll try this to see if it helps.
We spoke to the devil, to the demons, to the spirits, and
we didn't speak to them.
But we didn't speak to them. But it's maybe, but we did the wrong things in our lives with this kind of stuff.
You opened the door.
We opened the door, and we should have stopped it immediately. And
but you kept kind of going to trying to figure out a solution for this, and that maybe worsened
because the regular medicine couldn't help us.
Right.
And we were desperate.
Right.
We were desperate.
Right.
And
Wow. Because now at this point you've had other children. Yeah. And your other children do not experience these things.
No.
None of them even, So it's not necessarily that, just because you did this now, your whole family's being tormented. It was specifically dealing with one of your children, your firstborn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. And so what began to turn the corner? What was the turning point?
Well,
you started having Bible studies with this pastor.
Well, it was in 2001, and so it's already 23 years ago when we experienced all these. And we had Bible studies together with my father. And the 3 of us, we were baptized in 2005.
Wow.
And, we had also...
4 years Bible study?
Yeah, this time fully immersed.
Yeah.
Yes, not sprinkled.
No.
Fully immersed.
Yes.
Underwater, dead, and then
underwater.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to have prayer meetings because there was not the use of they are not used to do prayer meetings there in that church, and we asked for them to pray and to pray for all the peoples of course, but also for our daughter. but she was already then, she was 12, I think, 13. And she had to make her own experience. She couldn't be through us to get, how you say, be freed from the demons. She had had her own experience. And then, yes, it was still our what do you say? Our baptism was not affecting her, that she was freed of her demons.
Right. This is your walk, but she's still dealing with some of these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
also we, of course, because we
went on with the prayer meetings all the long way through, and we kept praying for the daughter.
And we always, when we met people, we always talked about it, to hope that they will pray for her.
Yeah,
of course.
more power in the prayer.
Yeah,
there's power in the prayer. Get more people on this thing. You know, for sure.
And that was very important for us. And it was also important for us to, we were also acquainted with Walter Veith, the videos of
we had him on our show.
Yeah,
loved it.
Yeah,
total Onslaught.
Awesome. Yep, total Onslaught. Big impact on me.
We were so impressed by it, and we wanted that the whole world would hear his message, and we were very excited of it. And we wanted to share this also with our church members, and and also to do it outside the church. So we wanted to start our own ministry.
Awesome. And so the name of your ministry is Light. I just love it because it's very similar to Little Light. We're the little light, God's the greater light, but you're sharing light in the Netherlands. Yeah. Wow, you guys. So now Anna Marika, when she was 27, you mentioned this, that she began to start to find some relief from this.
Yeah. When she was 27, she, at first, she was very tormented by the demons still. But then she was already out of our house, out of our home. She went by herself. She had a little apartment somewhere near to where we lived. And but then she was still when we were on holiday. She called us and she said, "Oh, I'm so harassed by the demons. Could you pray for me?" She asked me. She asked us, and. We prayed, and she always gets some Bible text in her head that God gives her, and she said, "Well, it was, I think, Psalm 13, and it talks about that."
You know, we have had on our show, like I said, some people talking about this spiritual warfare, especially centering around demonic annoyance and things like that. They always say that the prayers, the Bible texts, specifically the promises, and singing, those three things are the best way to they don't like that. And I can imagine why the demonic world would not like singing. Maybe because they realize they hear these songs, it reminds them of heaven, then it reminds them of how far they've fallen or something like this. They just don't like it. And they're just like, nah, I don't want to hear this. And they'll go away. They hate the name of Jesus, you know, and those things. So Bible texts, you guys, if you are experiencing any kind of demonic, like, oppression, or they're starting to speak to you or whatever like this, take a note from some experiences that have dealt with this kind of a thing. Go read the Psalms. There's a lot of promises in the Psalms, and specifically the ones where God is your strength. God, if you abide in the shadow of the Almighty, you know, He will protect you. And you use that spiritual warfare by wielding the word of God. It's exactly what Jesus did when Satan came to tempt him. He used, "Thus it is written," right here. It says this. And
God had always protect her.
Yeah.
And I can recall something what happened at a certain moment. We went on Sabbath to the church. We took her up by car, but she said, I can't come along because I had a very nasty experience last night. The experience was that she wanted to commit suicide, and she did a long walk to the station, to the train where the train ran.
Mm-hmm.
And at a certain moment, there was a sort of black figure behind her. And the black figure said to her, I know where you're going. So, and
it was a black man.
It was a black man, I think. And she was very scared because there was nobody in the surroundings there. And that man said, I know what you were up to. And he came closer and closer and go around, turn and go back to your home.
Wow.
And America turned back to her home, to the other direction.
Wow.
And he walked some way with her.
Yeah, he walked together with her.
He walked together with her. Talked with her.
Oh, wow.
And then she walked further and further. And at a certain moment, she looked around and he was
no one there.
No one there.
Oh, wow.
So that was,
I would love.
Yeah, but that was very scary for her.
So, but do you think that was her angel?
Yeah, because
Yes.
It was how to come to the station of the railways, and then he accompanied her to her almost to her apartment again
to make sure she was going back.
Yeah, and then she would thank her and him and. And he was walking away, and then she turned around, and then she didn't see him anymore. So it must be an angel.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what a scary, but what a beautiful experience like that. That we know that God is not going to leave us alone. I mean, we are constantly surrounded by. I remember reading a story recently. We read these little Bible stories and stuff like that of different angels and things that have happened in people's experiences. And there was a guy who wanted to have a Bible study, and he had invited a bunch of people and nobody showed up, and he was really sad about it. But he was like, you know what, God, I said I was going to do a Bible study, and he prayed, and then God opened his eyes and he looked around the room and he said there was shoulder to shoulder giant angels with, she described their black hair and beautiful, like, almost iridescent looking clothing and things like this, standing back shoulder to shoulder in the entire room. Like there was 100 of them, and that was God's way of just going, you're not alone,
Yeah.
What a beautiful experience, but scary at the same time
But it was, I think, 2013, 2012.
Wow.
So that was not already her decision to bekeren,
to commit suicide.
Or, she wanted always still commit suicide.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to give her life to Christ, really.
Wow.
At that moment.
Not yet.
No.
Wow. So that's even more amazing that your angel's there protecting you and you're pushing away on them.
Yeah. So often she came home, in her home, she lived alone, and then the doors were already open.
Oh, wow.
And all the gas was all burning.
Oh, no.
In the room.
See,
in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Those kind of things are crazy to me. It's not an illusion. It was real.
She had closed the door when she went away.
Yeah.
And it was completely open. She also said always, it doesn't have a sense to close the door because they can come in along. There's no way.
Yeah, she's seen them going through the walls.
Yes, but really opening the door. Eh?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Not seeing through the walls. This was really opened the door when she came home.
But
physically
but
moving
they also going through the wall.
Yeah.
But they also
she also experienced that they were sleeping next to her, and it was also very scary. She heard them breathing and so on, and she always had she makes that noise with some radio or something like that, and that she couldn't hear the noise of them.
I remember when I got a chance to talk to her a little bit about it. It was really interesting how she described, like, because I asked, is there a physical form? Are you seeing these things in its complete entirety? And she said, not always. It's your eyes. And she sometimes will just see their eyes, like red eyes in the room.
Yes.
And they're just watching you.
I saw Annemarie also, yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes she saw that red eyes into my eyes, and then she was scared about me.
Oh, interesting.
It was also very scary for her.
Yeah.
She thought that she was the devil then.
Because
a
then
demon.
I couldn't
Nothing you'd say.
give comfort to her anymore.
Sure.
So
Wow.
it was a very scary time for her.
So today, how is she doing today?
She's doing now very good.
Very good. What was the remedy that really...
Well, she was in 2013, she was baptized in June.
Yes.
1st June.
Gave her heart completely to God.
Yes.
Awesome.
She gave her testimony also then in the church, and very many people were very impressed by it.
Yes.
And
when she's ready, I want her to give her testimony here. I want to hear it from her. I've heard it from her personally, but I want her to share it with the audience.
She doesn't dare it.
I know she is very modest and things like this, but I thank you guys for coming on and being willing to talk about this. But
and then she, but then the feeling of doing or committing suicide was still there.
Yeah.
So she did not really give her whole her heart to Jesus, and that it was that she had another experience to do that. So when she did that, then it was gone.
Yeah,
everything was gone.
So when she fully committed and surrendered to God, He took that away.
Yeah, He took it away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let that be a lesson to any of you guys out there. If you're experiencing this kind of stuff, just, you know what? If you want respite from this, if you want a remedy from this, the remedy is found in Jesus. And if you fully give yourself to Him, fully, Lord, I'm yours, completely, in and out, clean out house. You know what I mean? He did it for the demoniac in the Bible. He did it many times. And we have experiences in the Bible, physical experiences in today's world today. He's the same yesterday as He is today, as He will be tomorrow, and He will deliver us.
But this was still a big battle for her.
I bet.
We talk about it very easily now, but it was a
very
big battle.
When she was baptized, she already knew a guy who wanted to marry her, and she was first baptized, and then in December he was baptized, and later on 1 year later he left her, and at that moment when it was on the 31th of December, she came home and she said to us, her first husband said to her, "I will not come again to you, I will leave you." And then she had the thought, will I go with him and go to take the life of him again? And then the voice of God told her, when do you follow me? And then she said, "Yes, Lord, I will follow you." She completely changed because because of all her years of pressure of the demons. She was also very became sick and so on, and she because of all those
stressful on the body,
stress and so on, and then she got a relief.
Wow.
And also the pressure of the demons, she didn't see them anymore.
Wow. You know what's crazy is when you meet Anna Marika, she's so sweet and she's so gentle. And I remember her talking about these kind of things, and it just didn't seem like, what? Are you serious? Like she seems completely like calmed from it, and you don't see the anxiety that you're describing. So I praise God that we serve a God of answered prayers, and sometimes it takes years. What a journey for you guys to go through and have to experience, but praise God that you stuck with it. You tried different things. Now you're involved in ministry. I think one of the most amazing things that I got to witness is your whole family's in ministry. And if you guys don't know, I don't know if you want to talk about, she got remarried.
Yeah, she got remarried.
Who'd she get remarried to?
To Timo Hoffman.
Timo! We put Timo on the show. In fact, here's a picture of Timo right here. Check this out. He had a awesome testimony of how he came out of the whole rock scene and into this. But this is Timo's wife we're talking about here. This is Timo's in-laws right here, and I love it that your whole family was involved in ministry. It was really neat for me to see when you were there. They were working behind the scenes, making that whole thing happen. And in the Netherlands, this particular faith is not large over there. And so, I praise God that you guys are really taking that baton and really trying to reach your countrymen with these precious truths.
Yes, but this also because we knew we experienced Satan in our family.
Yeah.
And we wanted to that also the people in Holland could see that and could see what Jesus can do.
That's right. Jesus is the answer. He's the power. And if we literally, I love the thing that came out of this conversation was if we submit to him.
Yes.
Submit 100% to him.
400%.
Awesome. You guys, what a beautiful story. And I know it was kind of rough and tough on you for many years, but praise God that you guys are where you're at, that your faith is strong, that your family is together, that you're still pressing forward and sharing those precious truths. I hope you guys were blessed by today's conversation. If you want to look into the Light channel, some of the work that these guys do, we'll put a link in the description below. We'll also put a link to Roger Morneau's video that you guys have on your channel as well. But keep these guys in your prayers. The devil doesn't let go easily, and he's waiting for his opportunity to just jump back in there and try to mess things up and stuff. But we serve a powerful God, if that's what you heard out of this conversation, and God is mighty to save. And so go to your promises, sing songs, use the name of Jesus, and surrender your hearts completely and utterly to Jesus. And this is the recipe to being able to stop some of these things. We'd love to have you leave a comment in the section below. Like this video if you want to share this with somebody that you think may need to have this kind of information or be inspired for this. Also, please check out our Lightwear shop. We have awesome t-shirts right here with Bible text on them and stuff like this. This is one of the designs that we have there, and a lot of great t-shirts. And wear your witness. That's what it's all about, right? Witnessing to those around you. And check out, we've got some scripture songs that we have developed on a whole nother channel as well. And check out those. It's awesome to learn the Bible through song. We'll put a link in that description below as well. But like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If this is your first time here, welcome. We hope to see you guys next week. All right. All right, I can do this. All right.
There are conventional ways of sharing the gospel, but some may need a different way of doing things.
Never mind.
A way that gets the message out with confidence.
Wow, cool shirt. What's it mean?
Oh, thank you. We're all made with a unique fingerprint, but we're all God's artwork.
Wow, where'd you get it?
Lightwear. Wear your witness.
Jacob, and he who formed you, Israel. I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go out no more. I will write on him the name of my God. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. The Lord shall renew your strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God.